Hey, do you like Kamen Rider? Do you want to know its deepest, darkest secrets? Then welcome to the tip of the Kamen Rider iceberg. I say tip because I got this image from some random Will1 on Twitter and it's very overwhelming to me, so I'm gonna pick the most interesting and weird topics to discuss. But don't worry, as I have the full image in the description below. With all those disclaimers out of the way, let's dig up some dirt on the fancy karate bugmen we call Kamen Riders.
Meteor, ready?
Is this Power Rangers is a common phrase used by non-Kamen Rider fans when they see Kamen Rider because Power Rangers is America's main exposure to tokusatsu, which makes the comparison more understandable. Still doesn't make it any less frustrating when people say it, though. History of Kamen Rider is a web series by Makusatsu that recaps and reviews full seasons of Kamen Rider, and some people have used these recaps to claim they've watched the full season, when they haven't, to the point where Marcos had to claim consistently to not use his videos as substitutes for the actual show. There's still good videos that I would recommend checking out when you actually watch the seasons the videos are about. People don't like Kamen Rider Ghost. Pretty self-explanatory.
Meteor, ready?
Masked Rider is an American adaptation of Kamen Rider Black RX, made by Saban to cash in on the success of Power Rangers. It was not good, but it's very entertaining in its stupidity. Also Furnace. Kamen Rider Dragonite is an American adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuki made by Addis Entertainment, and it was very good. In fact, it was my introduction to Kamen Rider. It wasn't that successful though, cause 4Kids gave it bad promotion and didn't even air the final 2 episodes on TV. It did win a Daytime Emmy for its action scenes though. Kamen Rider G is a 2009 special to celebrate TV Asahi's 50th anniversary and to promote the then upcoming Kamen Rider decade. G is based on alcoholic drinks, and would make an additional cameo in Kamen Rider Gyo over Quartzer 10 years after the original special in 2019. Toshiki Inoue is a writer who has worked on various Kamen Rider projects, including Agito, Ryuki, Blade, Hibiki, Kiba, and lots of specials and movies for the franchise. He's quite infamous for his tropes of melodrama and mood whiplash to wacky shenanigans, though I like the stuff he's written despite those consistent tropes. Kamen Rider Blade's secondary writer is a debate that's occasionally brought up. The two writers considered for this spot are Kamen Rider Chalice and Kamen Rider Garen. Garen is often considered the official secondary writer by Toei, but Chalice has more story significance in relation to Blade. My take on this debate? They're both secondary writers. There, I achieved world peace. Next.
Meteor, ready?
Gaimon HBO is a running gag within the Kamen Rider fandom after an infamous post about some rando wanting Kamen Rider Gaimon HBO to unite nations or something. Kamen Rider vs. Ultraman was a special celebrating both franchises, with interviews, clips, and a cool short at the end with the original heroes of the two franchises meeting up. Gen Urobuchi was on a plane to some anime convention and wrote Kamen Rider Gaimon's last episode on said plane. Not sure if that makes this episode better or worse, but hey, it's a neat fact. Kamen Rider Decade is a good starter series, is mocked by some fans given its confusing nature. I mean, I won't judge if you recommend or watch it first. If you like what you see and hear about Decade, go ahead.
Meteor, ready?
Neo Heisei is a term used for the post-Decade series of the Heisei era of Kamen Rider. Some people mock this term because there's no Emperor Neo Heisei and much prefer to use the phrase Heisei Phase 2. Kamen Rider Winger is an often rumored next Kamen Rider, who has become a joke in the fandom because of how often he's talked about in false leaks or rumors. I think Winger will become a reality one day, even if it's a different way than people expect. Kamen Rider Decade's finale movie was advertised at the last episode of Decade, which ended on a cliffhanger. These scenes did not end up in the movie, as these were just ideas the creative staff had for the yet-to-be-produced flick. This decision to have the main show end on a cliffhanger and have the story be concluded in Kamen Rider Movie War 2010 was a harshly criticized move by Japanese fans. Suda51, the creator of Killer 7 and No More Heroes, likes Kamen Rider a lot. I love him even more now. Joe Odagiri, who played Yusuke Godai / Kamen Rider Kuga on Kamen Rider Kuga, has stated many times he doesn't like the tokusatsu genre Kamen Rider is in. However, he does like Kuga and got along well with the cast and crew while making the show.
Meteor, ready?
The Heisei Kamen Rider number theory started with Kamen Rider Double with its constant use of 2s, then it continued in O's with its common uses of 3s, and officially ended in Fourze with its common uses of 4s. Some people say that it's stretched to other series past Fourze, but most of these are stretches. The Kamen Rider Blade Bench is an infamous location shown at the end of Kamen Rider Blade, and that's all I can say without spoiling the emotional impact of this bench.
Meteor, ready?
Kamen Rider Hibiki is infamous for taking a drop of quality once episode 30 hits thanks to low toy sales, which caused the creative staff to change. Everyone involved in this change has apologized for this drop, and to be honest, the quality drop was gonna happen no matter whoever took over the original staff, given Hibiki's unique style. The website, Generation Kikaider, has very expensive Kamen Rider V3 DVDs, for reasons only known to Shirakura.
Meteor, ready?
Speaking of Shirakura, the events of September 11 inspired producer Shirakura to pitch Kamen Rider Ryuki. This series had the goal to teach kids about false justice through the first depictions of evil Kamen Riders, which would go on to become a franchise staple all the way up to today. Some doofus who ran a podcast told Shirakura about Kamen Rider Gyo toy leaks, leading to the infamous phrase, "You're not supposed to know about Trinity." Kamen Rider Kuga Cock and Ball Torture— No!
Meteor, ready?
Because we live in a society, there are some weird Kamen Rider fans who intend to gatekeep a Japanese kids show from people because nice things are for losers apparently. And last, but certainly least, there's the understanding of Kamen Rider's lore. You know, Ultraman looks cool.